Hello everyone and welcome to Sources classes. So in this video again we'll be continuing our discussion with respect to the questions pertaining to the VA section. So this video we basically be focusing on the questions pertaining to the sentence rearrangement. So we can see this year the papers have been really tough as far as the examination is concerned. So let's take a look at the rearrangement kind of questions that have come in the examination, and let's take a look at the ideal approach to solving the same. So we have six sentences here. So let's try and rearrange these sentences to form a coherent paragraph or coherent sentence as a whole. So let's take a look. However, this was too narrow a definition for India. Okay, so from A, we can actually make sure that it is talking about some kind of definition with respect to India. Okay, if we look at option B, most often economic reforms refer to opening the economy in terms of trade and investment and tax cuts. Okay, so we have B here. B talks about trade, investment and tax cuts and talking about the economic reforms. B here, we again have A here. So B and A are not related so far. Let's try and form any pairs. This is standard definition of economic reforms and may be applicable to most countries. Okay, no, number C. The sooner the action is initiated, the faster India will be able to retain its targeted growth. So basically this is more of a conclusion. So basically it's talked about some kind of action. If that's taken sooner, then India would be able to attain the targeted growth. So it's a conclusion in this basic sense. So I'd say C would be somewhere in the last. Suppose I have say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So since C here would most likely be the conclusion by just going through this. Again, let's go to number D. This is a standard definition of the economic reforms and may be applicable to most countries. So this means it's already been something that has already been mentioned and is talking about economic reforms. So what kind of economic reforms? If we go to point number B, then we see most economic reforms refer to opening the economy in terms of trade and investment tax cuts. Okay, so B and D basically form a pair. Okay, so we have B and D which form a pair. Okay, so we have one. So we still don't know where we can place B and D. Let's go further. Let's read point D. Economic reforms in India have extended to reforming the public sector, transport, power, agriculture, infrastructure, amongst others. Okay, so it's talking more about the economic reforms. Okay, now if we actually take a look at it, let's focus on point number A. Okay, however, this is too narrow a definition, and A talks about some kind of definition that is too narrow, and D is also talking about the definition with respect to B. So again, we can actually say D and A are a pair, and A will come after D. So here we have A, B, D, A. Okay, we can make that out. And now, if we focus on point number E, economic reforms in India have to be extended. So all these economic reforms and definitions have been discussed, and with that said, it has to be reformed said. So E would be directly in pair with A, so E would come here. Okay. So again, finally, to identify these sectors, so which sectors? These sectors, these sectors being transport, power, agriculture, infrastructure. That mentioned is point E. So F will be again joined here. So from this we can easily say that C will be the conclusion. So the order will be B, D, A, F, B, D, A, E, F and C. Okay, so this will be my order. So if we go, if we just read the statement, then let me just read the entire thing out. B. Most economic reforms refer to opening the economy in terms of trade and investment and tax cuts, followed by D. This is the standard definition of economic reforms and may be applicable to most countries, followed by A. However, this is too narrow a definition for India, okay, and then followed by E. Economic reforms in India, we have to extend to reforming the public sector, transport, power, agriculture, infrastructure, among other sectors, okay, followed by F. To identify these sectors and the necessary reforms required, that is need to for new thoughts and leadership, okay, and finally C. sooner action is initiated, faster India will be able to attain the targeted growth. So yes, this is the correct order. It actually makes sense as well. So now let's take a look at the question. What should be the first sentence of the rearrangement? Yes, first sentence should be B. What should be the fifth sentence of the rearrangement? Fifth should be F. What should be the sixth or last sentence of the rearrangement? Last should be C. What should be the third sentence of the rearrangement? Third sentence should be A. And what should be the second sentence of the rearrangement? Second sentence should be D. Okay. So this is how we can go about solving this question. So this was a very interesting question. All we had to do was simply make pads and go about solving the same. So in case you have any kind of difficulty, I suggest you go through the video and just try and understand the explanation we have given for forming a pad on each and every one of these. So if this was just a section of the question. We'll discuss more of this sorts in the previous upcoming videos. In case you want to know about the paper or know more about the way we can go about with the solution of the same, or want to know the full detailed solution of the paper itself, I suggest to look us up. All the details pertaining to contacting us, our email ID, websites and phone numbers are given in the description section of the video, wherein you can go and actually contact us on any other way possible. So having said that, in case you like the video, make sure you like, share and subscribe to the channel so that we can keep coming up with relevant content such as this further down the line as well. And having said that, I'd like to sign out. Thank you so much.